Welcome to Folktales of Africa and Videos, where ancient echoes meet modern storytelling. Here, we bring you tales born of the drumbeat, carved in fire, whispered beneath Baobab trees, and carried across generations, from kingdoms built on honor to betrayals that turned brothers into ghosts. Every story we tell is steeped in African lore, legend, and spirit. Some stories will make you weep, others burn. All will stay with you. Tonight, we begin with a tale of betrayal beneath the Baobab, a story of a princess sold for 10 copper coins, a prince who loved a ghost, and the silence that grew teeth. But first, raise your voice in the comments. Have you heard the legend of the silent princess? Let's journey together. Subscribe, journey with us, and remember, wherever the wind rustles through the trees, the story is never over. Title: Silence Has Teeth, a complete saga of vengeance and redemption. Episode 1: Brothers of the Oath. 2 kings, 1 oath, a bond forged in fire and shattered by ambition. Tonight, witness the pact that birthed empires and the shadow that would burn them to ash, for oaths like men are fragile.
Long ago, before the world bore the scars of endless war, there was a time when the southern lands still shimmered with promise. The sun rose gold over green hills, and mighty rivers curved like silver serpents across fertile plains. In this land of plenty stood 2 kingdoms, Kindara to the west, famed for its scholars and ivory towers, and Voruba to the east, known for its warriors and fire-blooded forges. Though divided by land and river, the 2 were bound by more than mere geography. They were brothers in arms, their bond forged in fire and blood, tempered in war, and sealed by oath. Decades earlier, the Northern Raiders, a horde of ruthless men who rode beasts clad in iron, had poured down from the mountains, razing villages and enslaving the weak. Voruba's king, Kamanu the Lion, fought them at the river Ishaka and lost nearly half his army. Kindara's king, Zuberi the Just, could have remained behind his walls, watching his rival fall, but he did not. Zuberi crossed the river with 5,000 men and stood shoulder to shoulder with Kamanu. It was said that when the 2 kings met on the battlefield, even the sky trembled. With Kindara's arrows and Voruba's spears, they pushed the invaders back to the highlands, breaking their advance forever. To honor this bond, they returned to the sacred grove, the heart of ancient belief, where the land whispered truths older than kings. In the center of that grove stood a baobab tree, colossal and ancient, its trunk wide enough to house a family, its roots curled like the fingers of an elder god. It was beneath this tree, surrounded by chanting priests and their people dressed in indigo and ochre, that the kings swore their pact. Their hands were cut with obsidian blades, their blood dripped into a bowl carved from the tree's fallen branch. They drank, sealing a blood oath older than written history. From this day, Zuberi declared, let Kindara and Voruba never raise blade against blade. Let our sons eat from the same calabash and our daughters braid each other's hair. Let our enemies be scattered like dust if ever one betrays the other. Kamanu's voice followed, thunder in human form. If ever one breaks this bond, may the earth turn against him and the sky deny him mercy. Let our children remember this vow, even if the stars forget our names. And so they feasted, not for a day, not for 3, but for 7 days and 7 nights the kingdoms celebrated, dancers from the river tribes, drummers whose rhythms echoed into the hills, griots who sang tales of unity and fire. Children ran barefoot through the grasslands with painted faces. The old blessed the young with water drawn from both kingdoms' wells. Trade flourished. Kindara shared its scrolls and its scientists. Voruba sent blacksmiths and stonecutters. Marriages crossed the borders. Forts were dismantled. Roads were built. It was the closest thing to peace the land had ever known. But peace, true peace, is a fragile leaf in a burning season. The Baobab stood tall, watching over them all. But even it knew the heart of man is not carved from wood. Far from the grove, in Kindara's royal house, a shadow began to stir. A second-born prince, a man who watched his elder brother become king and bowed at every feast. A man whose smile never reached his eyes. His name was Matekai. And though he raised a goblet in the name of unity, though he danced in the flickering torchlight like the others, a different fire smoldered in his soul. He did not see an ally in Voruba. He saw a rival. He did not hear peace in the oaths spoken. He heard weakness. And as the people sang beneath the Baobab tree, Matekai whispered in secret corridors. He listened to foreign tongues. He read forbidden scrolls. He marked the names of those who could be bought, bribed, or broken. And above all, he dreamed, not of peace, but of a throne.
And beneath the sacred Baobab, peace was sworn. But even the strongest roots cannot stop what festers in shadow. The oath was made, and already breaking. Will the Baobab remember its vow? Or will blood drown its roots? Subscribe to Folktale of Africa and videos to follow what came next. When one man chose the path of fire, and two kingdoms paid the price. Next episode, The Shadow Prince.